What's up, guys? How's it going? Mr. Arnold coming back for another ODFP, another old dead famous people showcase. And in this showcase, we are going to call on down Jose de San Martin. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gents. Jose de San Martin. Now, what you have to know about Jose de San Martin is that this is a man who is a military leader, just like Simon Bolivar of revolutions here in Latin America. He lived between the years of 1778 and 1815, and he's going to lead revolutions in places like Argentina, Peru, and Chile, all against Spanish colonial rule. Now, just like Simon Bolivar's video, you have to understand the social and ethnic structures that caused resentment here in Latin America. At the top, you had the Spanish-born Peninsulares, members of the highest social class. They dominated Latin American political and social interactions. Only they could hold jobs in both government and the church. Next came the Creoles. They were below them. And the Creoles, ladies and gents, were people who had European blood in them. They were Europeans who descended upon Latin America, and they owned haciendas, ranches, and mines, and they bitterly resented their second-class status. Meanwhile, below them, you had the Mestizos, who were people that were a mix of Native American and European descent, and Mulattoes, a mix of African American and European descent. And they were also angry at being denied the status, wealth, and power that was only available to people that had European descent, that were only strictly European white, so to speak. Below everyone else came the Native Americans and enslaved Africans who worked on plantations and longed for the days of freedom. So keep that in mind. Now, before we really get into Jose de San Martin, you have to understand his early life experiences, because this is really going to be what shapes the man that you see behind me. Jose de San Martin lived a privileged life in modern-day Argentina. When Jose de San Martin was 7 years old, just like Bolivar, he moved to Spain, where he excelled in math, and he later joined the Spanish army as a young cadet at the age of 11. By the age of 17, he was a lieutenant in the Spanish army, and he had seen action already in places like North Africa and France. So he's a very seasoned individual at a very young age. Now, in 1811, fast forward a little, in 1811, at the age of 33, San Martin left Spain and returned to Latin America, a place he had not been to since he was 7. He was the highest ranking Spanish officer to defect. He joined the other side. He joined the Latin American side. And he joined them because he wanted to see change. Just like Bolivar, he was joining the resistance movements because he was very, very mad about how the Spanish colonial rule was ruling. And in 1816, he helped lead Argentina to win its freedom from Spain. Now, in terms of San Martin, he's very similar again to Bolivar in the fact that he's going to lead troops over the Andes Mountains, but this time San Martin's going to lead people into Chile. Similar to Bolivar, San Martin was not done after just one victory. And similar to Bolivar, he led an army across the Andes, which I've already stated. And they staged an attack on Spanish forces. San Martin focused on liberating the people of Chile, and he had some help. He had 5,000 men alongside with him, and a guy by the name of Bernardo O'Higgins, a man that was half Irish and half Spanish ancestry. And the two of them are going to lead these men across the Andes and into the modern day country of Chile today. Now, San Martin entered Chile unopposed and took over the one-time Spanish colony, made it its own sovereign state. No longer did the Spanish colonial rule have power there. It was done, just like here in America with the English and the American Revolution. Now, San Martin was not just going to stop in Chile. He would later move on north into Peru, striking furthering blows against the Spanish colonial rule. And in 1822, San Martin turned his command over to Bolivar, allowing his forces to win the final victories against the Spanish. Now, this is something to kind of keep in mind with Jose de San Martin. He was very similar, obviously, as we already know, to other Latin American revolutionary leaders. Think of him as basically like a George Washington for the country of Argentina. He later came to symbolize great courage, and they're still revered to this day. They're still national heroes to this day. In fact, the Order of the Liberator General San Martin is actually the highest ranking decoration / medal in all of Argentina. And the countries in which Jose de San Martin liberated, he set free from Spanish colonial rule, would be Argentina, Chile, and Peru. Argentina, Chile, and Peru. With that being stated, guys, that's all I have for this ODFP showcase. I hope you guys liked it. Mr. Arnold signing off. I'll see you later.